For the first time, he had a sense of purpose and the confidence that went with it. But he still doubted that he had what it took to live as a creator for the rest of his life. I told him everyone had the same doubt about themselves. He wasn't easily reassured. Why do they make this so hard? They? I was shocked by the question. Vinny never asked for spiritual explanations for anything. But I took it as progress. He was looking in the right place, even if he'd never looked there before. To help him understand, I told him the following story. I'd heard it from a rabbi who studied Kabbalah. I can't vouch for its authenticity, but it gets the point across. An old rabbi was teaching his student about God's creation of the human race. God labored carefully to create man in his own image. When he was finished, he looked at his creation, but was unsatisfied. He'd wanted to create a being he could relate to, a peer. But man was lacking one key attribute that God had, the ability to create. So God made the earth and placed man in its challenging environment. Man was forced to create, build shelter, raise crops, invent the wheel. Now man had all the attributes of God. The student was confused. Why did God go to all this trouble? Why not just give man creative powers? The old rabbi replied, "That is the one thing that cannot be given." Creative power can't be given because the act of creation is an expression of yourself, a revelation of who you are inside. No one, not even God, can give this to you. It must come from you. You have to develop creative powers through your own efforts. Vinny was suspicious. Sounds like God's lame excuse for not taking care of us. When consumers say taking care of us, they really mean exonerating us from the struggle. But the story explains that God's real job is to keep us in the struggle. This view of God doesn't go down well when your ultimate goal is a life of ease. I've found that even atheists reject it. Just in case there is a God, they want to make sure he serves their false hopes. Or in Vinny's words, "Are you shitting me? You're saying God's job is to hold our feet to the fire and leave us to rescue ourselves? If I'm ever in church again, I'm taking money out of the collection box." Vinny was right. We do have to rescue ourselves. But the reward for doing that is more valuable than money. It's the chance to live as a creator, the deepest, most meaningful experience we can have. If God did exonerate us, he'd be taking that opportunity away from us. Human beings are only happy when they are reaching toward their highest potential. Paracelsus, a Renaissance physician and mystic, put it this way: happiness does not consist in laziness. In labor and in sweat must each man use the gifts that God conferred upon him on earth.